Tracking the pulse of the road and the future of flight. From viral trends to policy shifts, we cut through the traffic to bring you the stories that drive us. Your Fast Track guide to everything on the move starts right now. From the Billion News Channel studio to Mellow 947 BFM, I'm Paolo de Rosario. This is Shift Happens. Well, we're halfway through the week, and you know what it is every Wednesday with me. Of course, is my favorite co-host, all right? This is no bias whatsoever. He's the motoring editor of Business World and the man behind Uncapped Maceda Aguila partner.
I'll claim
so
that favorite tag. I really will.
Yeah, I know, you should.
I hope it's permanent na.
Alam mo, it's permanent, especially when we talk about G being in the area. And
Is she in the area?
I think so. I don't
You
know.
can feel her spirit.
She
somewhere.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right, grabe. Okay, we're gonna move on from that because for many of us, getting from one place to another is something we rarely think twice about. We walk to a bus stop, take the train, or drive to our destination, assuming that the world around us is built to keep us moving. But for millions of persons with disabilities, every journey can present a different set of challenges, from missing ramps and broken sidewalks to inaccessible public transport. Mobility isn't just about reaching a destination. It's about having the freedom to participate, work, learn, and live independently. Our guest has made it her mission to change the way we think about accessibility. A doctor, a para-athlete, speaker, and founder of Cat Out of the Box.
She combines her medical background with her lived experience as a wheelchair user to advocate for more inclusive communities through her work. She continues to show that accessibility isn't just about persons with disabilities. It's about building a society that works better for everyone. Please welcome Dr. Kat Hernandez. Good afternoon, Doc.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Doc, I love you being here because we are talking about accessibility and we're talking about all of the challenges. Yeah. And pati kami na challenge dito because we realized that we had to change our setup. Hindi to yung setup namin usually. Yeah. We made it specially for you as well.
I appreciate it.
And that just really makes me think more about this topic in general. How would you rate yung accessibility natin dito sa Pilipinas, in Metro Manila in particular? Because I found myself adjusting just to do this show. I could only imagine how it is for you going around.
You're putting me on the spot. First one pa lang.
Oh, well, you know what? Heavy hitters, okay? We gotta go do that.
Okay, so for me, I would give the Philippines, Manila in general, 4/10 in accessibility. 4/10.
Failing mark yun.
Oh, but depende.
Sorry. Pero
No, right.
4/10.
All right, why so?
Because I think that although we have some accessibility features in place in different cities, it's not consistent enough so that we can participate fully, or we can actually just live life. So I think that there's still a lot of room for improvement.
We had a guest actually probably a month ago, si Ramp Buster. Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
So siya naman, what he did was he sort of evaluates the viability of course, ramps to restaurants or whatever establishments. Ganun din, medyo failing din yung grade because during many instances, sorry, they're just there for show, for compliance.
Yes.
In your experience, we saw you struggling right now. Anong napapansin mo sa mga ramps natin in general?
It's true that a lot of it is still a bit for show, just for compliance sake. So a lot of them still slips through the cracks na.
Ito, delikado to, yung we're showing on screen right now. Delikado yung ginagawa mo dyan.
Yeah.
Yes. Kasi I understand the notion kasi na people think that accessibility features is dagdag gastos. Yun yung naging notion. So whenever we see ramps, parang, we need to save the space to make room, to make do. So we put these ramps just to get through the compliance, which is unfortunate for us.
Yeah. Yeah, I like what you said in your TikTok right now. I'm writing it down just to make sure I get it right. A ramp done right changes everything.
Yes.
In what way?
Because a ramp done right, that means access. That means freedom. That means independence. And that means inclusion. So having all of those, being able to participate fully in society is what any Filipino, ordinary Filipino wants. Not
deserves,
just me.
and deserves.
Yes.
What I love about your advocacy is that, well, it feels like such a glaring problem. It feels
Yeah.
so obvious. It stares at us at our face, and I feel like we need to be reminded of it more and more in general. At what point did you decide to make it your advocacy? Because it's easy to just live life, find ways to adapt to whatever environment you have. But it's another to actually fight for change. And to be quite frank, napakahirap to convince
True.
people to change infrastructure in general.
Yeah. Actually, I started Cat Out of the Box about just 3 years ago. So to be frank, I was very dissociated, distanced from the disabled community during my childhood. That was because I was afraid of the stigma associated with persons with disabilities. So the pity, the awa. So I was always afraid of that. But it just recently, I guess with maturity as well as the wins and losses of life, I realized, why am I hiding my disability? Why am I not showing it off? Why can't I just thrive with it? So I tried to document myself going through getting to know that side. So I got to know the disability community through sports, and then later on, I started attending events, started to do audits by myself. So it all spiraled from that idea of I want to get to know the disability community.
What I love about your advocacy and the direction of life that you have right now is that you mentioned sports. You
Yes.
mentioned being connected to this community. Do you feel that the community is perhaps maybe too nice? Because we had this conversation a while ago. Now I feel like the persons with disability that I know, they might not be as vocal, and maybe they just adapted siguro to the whole situation. Your voice is starting to stick out there. How important is that for you?
Well, I would like to think that because of the stigma, a lot of people are silenced about it. A lot of people are just, just okay to just make do. But I think that when we are expected, we are encouraged, and we are there to really speak out loud, speak our lived experience, share our stories, it will open the eyes of many just to see life through a different perspective. Because when you think about it, disability is part of life. It's part of natural diversity. Kasi anyone at any point in their life can become disabled.
Yeah.
You can get sick, you can get injured, you can get old. Just by getting old, you can become disabled. So the fact that we're not talking about it more, and in a sense that we're talking about it na so far off from us, so far off versus non-disabled and disabled, it's like we're actually missing a lot of potential.
Yeah.
We're missing a lot of, and we are, I'm trying to make the society realize that with accessibility input, we can prolong quality of life for everyone, not just for persons with disabilities.
So it's an all-inclusive thing, right?
Yes.
Now, I want you to say in public why, you were talking earlier, why you prefer the term person with disability versus PWD, which I guess a lot of us use as an acronym.
So maybe it's because I really believe that labels matter. Labels matter, and the way we communicate, the way we talk to each other actually matters, and it shapes the way we see things. So PWD, yes, I mean, politically it's neutral, right? But it reduces the person, the community, as just that acronym. When we say person with disability, you're owning it. You have that, you have that lived experience. So that's why I would prefer that everyone try to update the language.
Yeah.
Just try to have that mindfulness.
I like the fact that I asked her about. Actually, I already apologized because I'm so used to saying PWD.
Same.
But si Doc said that it's okay.
Yes.
That we're having a hard time adjusting because it would take effort to
Yes.
try and teach the vernacular ulit. No?
Yes, kasi that was what was ingrained to us even before this. So kahit ako, when I stepped into the world of disability community, I also parang had fumbled around. And until now, I still fumble. I still say the wrong things. But that mindfulness to better myself, to improve, is just there. Kumbaga, yung kusa mo to improve and to learn is there.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at some of the content that we're showing right now. You've waited through 5 elevators or escalators. Full 5 elevators. Wow!
That's genuinely scary, ah.
Yeah, actually, look. I mean, we talk about the accessibility in general, and these are malls already. Okay, these are malls. It's a bit difficult.
Yeah, why
in
didn't you
general,
take the
you'd assume-
why didn't you take the elevator? Di ba ang ginagawa nila pag persons with disabilities, they are escorted to the elevator. Why was it important for you to make this sort of statement by taking the escalator?
Actually, it wasn't a statement for me.
Kailangan lang eh.
Sorry, that's what
Ano lang talaga?
No, it's just something that I learned how to...
Another escalator. Here we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, it's something that I learned throughout my life, honestly. So, I had to find ways. I had to find ways to get around barriers. Kasi as much as I want to be the first, to be prioritized in elevators, hindi naman siya, not all disabilities are seen eh. And
Yes.
so I want to give, I want to suspend the judgment and maybe baka they needed the elevator. So ako personally, I can go up escalators, no problem. That's
Wow.
chill lang. Kasi I don't actually pull myself up. I wedge my wheelchair in between the seats. So I'm just holding to keep myself in place.
Okay, all right. No, that's an important point to make. All right, that's an important point to
gnarly,
make.
but that's gnarly talaga.
Oh,
Wow. Wow, kudos.
I am so impressed by that. By
Akong
the way.
natakot for you.
Oh, that's true. Okay, we're gonna take a short
Yeah.
break. Actually, I'm excited for this break because when we come back, I have so many hard questions.
Oh, no.
Like only difficult, controversial questions when we come back.
my gosh.
That's right, because we're gonna take a short break. When we return, we'll continue our conversation on accessibility, inclusive mobility, and why better design benefits everyone. So stay with us. We'll be right back. You're tuned in to the BNC, the Billionaire News Channel, and Mellow 947 BFM. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Looking for the perfect escape? Discover Club Nalu, a serene beachfront retreat where stillness meets style. Nestled along the quiet shores of Bacnotan in La Union, Club Nalu is designed for slow mornings, ocean breezes, and moments that help you unwind. From cozy rooms and sun-drenched villas to relaxing spaces inspired by nature. Every corner invites you to pause, breathe, and recharge. Club Nalu, come as you are and leave feeling a little lighter. Book now at clubnalu.ph.
Welcome back. You're still watching Shift Happens. I'm Paolo del Rosario, and you're still tuned in to Mellow 947 BFM. Simulcast on BNC, the Billionaire News Channel. And I'm still here with my favorite co-host ever, Maceda Aguila. Wow!
I'm so touched. I'm so touched talaga. Thank you,
Doc Cat
thank you.
Hernandez.
Right back at you, my favorite.
Para-athlete speaker and the founder of Cat Out of the Box. All right. We asked a question off the air about your mobility personally, how you get around. And for those who are not familiar with your condition, can you tell us first a brief background on why we are talking about this, on your own personal story of why we're now in this type of situation?
So my personal
Yes.
story. So I was born with arthrogryposis multiplex congenita. Sorry, medyo mouthful.
That's a lot.
So in a nutshell, I was born with my feet turned inwards. So I had to have surgeries in order to correct them. Aside from that, I was not able to build muscle as fast as you guys in the lower extremities. So it's because of underdevelopment of my spinal cord. So because of the in and out of the hospital due to operations, PT, it sparked my desire to become a doctor. Yeah.
And the reason why I had to bring that up is because we now established that, lower body strength, not
Yes.
quite there for doc. But you don't take public transport. In fact, you still drive.
Yes.
Right? Okay. How? For those who are not too familiar with the whole system, with what needs to be done, how do you get around?
So I have my own car. It's fitted with hand controls. So the gas and the brake are controlled all by hand. So I just press a button for gas and then another button for brake. So it occupies both of my hands at the same time. One would be maneuvering the wheel and the other one would be controlling that.
Galing. So you're
Yeah.
really very independent. Kasi nga, you don't take the public transport.
No, I don't.
Is that also by choice or parang, forget about it? I mean, why even try? Parang ganun ba?
I'm scared to try it, to be honest. It's hard for me. I have friends who have tried it, but me personally, because I needed to get to school, go to the hospital, and do different things simultaneously, I needed to get around fast. And being able to do that through the public transport takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, and you'll be really tired by the end of it. So I chose to drive and sit through the traffic.
Why do I feel like you're already better than a lot of the drivers on the road right now? Like, feeling ko hindi magagal si JB Suarez sa kanya. Oo.
I hope so. I hope so.
Nag-road rage ka ba? Just
Di naman
curious.
po. No.
That'd be
I'm
super
road rage sa utak ko, pero not like shout at people. I'm not that type of person.
No. You don't seem like that type of person. The other thing that I want to talk about is we mentioned that you're a para-athlete. In fact, you represent
Yes.
the Philippines. And
Yes.
thank you so much for doing that. And congratulations on the wins that you've had.
Thank you.
And it's interesting to me that you're a recent athlete. You've only started 3 years ago.
Yes.
Why so?
Because I wanted to enter the disability community, and I wanted to get to know them. So for background, I used to be very afraid of the community I mentioned. So para sports or anything related to the disability, I would say no to, because I was among people without disabilities, and I wanted to fit in. So anything, I would just push it aside. It was only until 2023 that I decided to approach the powerlifting team. So I was supposed to just watch for an observation, and then they were like, okay, why don't you lift? See what you can do. And they made me lift 40 kilos. And I'm like, okay. And so I lifted. It was during my gym era that time. And thankfully, they saw something, and I'm part of the team.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's fantastic. Cap, I'm so sorry. This is very few times I can actually do sports interviews during shift happens. So what I love about your story is that you're playing an individual sport.
Yes.
But everyone who is in the professional sports world, anyone who is competing for the national team understands that even if it's an individual sport, there's always a team behind that. There's
Yes.
always community behind that.
Yes.
You said you were afraid of that community before. What changed and what made it change?
I guess it was because of the maturity that I used to think that I had to overcome my disability so that I could live life to the fullest. But something shifted in me that, parang I wanted to be able to show that you can thrive with a disability. So this chapter of CAT now is actually me putting my disability out there, trying to show the world that I can thrive even with a disability. So, yun nga, parang that shift is now leading me to where I am right now.
How did it feel winning your first medal?
I never thought that it would, I would ever get to sports, honestly. It was always just an idea. So parang it's very surreal na I was like, wow, this is how it feels.
Yeah.
This is how it feels to compete internationally. And you're just like, wow,
It's
amazing.
I love that story.
And that's so inspiring. I mean, going back to the infrastructure, though, or the city that we have right now, what
Yeah.
are some of the changes that you envision that would greatly help the cause of persons with disabilities? Aside from the ramps being executed the right way.
Well, infrastructure-wise, we know what can help, right? But like into the process of it all, I wish that people with disabilities would be consulted more. Kasi we have the lived experience. We have we are the ones who use it. So if ever na may nalalagay doon, there are chances na hindi naman talaga nagagamit. And that's what makes it sayang. That's what makes it extra gastos. When we're consulted from the get-go, from the design pa lang, at least, there is less chances of it going to waste. Alam natin na magagamit. Alam natin na we'll be able to really make do of it, make use of it, na its intended use will be really used.
Yeah.
Correct. I guess that goes back to what you were saying. We were talking about compliance, di ba? Parang if it's something that's just done there or mag-retrofit ka to put a ramp, but you really don't, you don't have that lived experience, you don't have someone to guide you, oy, masyadong steep to, di ba? So that's what happened. So I guess you're right. I agree with you that there should be more consultative sessions.
Speaking of, Doc, I want to ask, because the problem with Metro Manila in general is that there's so many cities. There's so many
Amen.
cities,
Yes.
and each of them have different rules.
Yes.
Even drivers understand, diba? Like you, I'm sure everyone, you watching right now, diba? You're worried about, tama ba yung patakaran dito? Like, am I still following the law? All right? I want to know, can you give me the top 3 LGUs in Metro Manila that are actually PWD friendly, or rather, persons with disability friendly? Oh, see, I was gonna mali na ako.
It's okay. Again, learning process. For me, infrastructure-wise, it would be BGC. BGC is very accessible, walkable. Next would be Pasig, and then Makati.
Pasig and then Makati, really? So your top 3 are Makati, Pasig, and BGC. Can we press you for yung bottom 3 mo?
Why not? Why not? Sige.
Hindi, I'm trying to collaborate with them, di ba?
Okay. All right,
I'm
no.
trying to collaborate.
But before we let you, because we're running out of time, but before we let you go, what best practice have you seen so far in the Philippines that you
Yun.
feel can be replicated in other places?
To be honest, it would be BGC. Kasi I currently just, alam mo, you can get from one place to another without needing a car. And the fact that you are able to do that is actually very liberating. So parang, for me, BGC has the most consistent ramps that are up to par, up to code, and consistently implemented throughout each street. Kasi diba, if you can imagine a sidewalk, diba, from end to end, dapat meron silang sidewalk, diba? Kasi if one end, hindi ako makakalababa. So, sila yung pinaka-consistent na nakikita ko na talagang they speak what they do what they say that they're gonna do.
No, I really like that. I think that's interesting. It requires a lot of planning and maybe a bit of adjustment.
Good luck sa mga kausap mo, ha?
Oo. I mean, like, we won't mention those cities
Oh, yeah.
na.
They shall
On
remain
air.
unnamed.
We'll talk about that when we're off air. All right, but then we're running out of time here. For those who want to go and see more of your content, for those who are maybe struggling, you mentioned becoming a person with disability is not something that, you can be born with it, but then you also can become a person with disability through age, through disease, or whatever.
Yes.
How can they reach out to you? Where can they find you?
You can reach me at cat.outofthebox in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Well, YouTube is kind of bare, but you can still reach me there. Just shoot an email or shoot a message. I'll be the one to reply.
Ayun. You should also subscribe to her YouTube
Yes,
na para
please.
hindi na siya magiging
Of
bear.
course, of course.
Oo. And we'll wrap things up. But Doc, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for sharing all these stories. We really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that concludes our roundup of the stories driving the industry forward. I'm Cap Maceda Aguila.
And I'm Paolo de Rosario. Join us again tomorrow on Shift Habits, your fast track guide to everything on the move. Keep it here on BNC, the Binilaran News Channel, and Mellow 947 BFM.